Hi friends, Mrs. Skiffington here. I'll tell you about your math choices for today, which I will start with the must-do row, the purple ones across the top. We'll start with this book, like we usually do. Okay, so you're going to look for reteaching 2-5, and it says comparing numbers through 5. This we did just the other day, and so there were a few steps, so let's quickly go through them. So first, you're going to count the rows. Count each row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then trace the 5. I know it's already done here, but I think it's a great idea for you to do the activity this way so that you remember how to do it when you have to do it without the everything filled in for you. So count and write, and then again, count and write. Then you're going to match up with a little line until you run out of cubes on one side, okay? Then for each one of these two, you're going to circle the number that is greater. So we're talking about numbers, so we're saying greater and less, okay? And then down here, do the same thing, only on this one, you are going to circle the number that is less. Okay, so that's that page. Okay, on this page, this is where, again, now this is the one where you're doing it on your own, which is why it's important to do the other activity that way. So we begin by counting. And please take one at a time. Don't count them all at once. So just do number 1, then do number 2, then do number 3, then do number 4. We talked about this in school, how it can get confusing. So just try to focus on one at a time. So you're going to count and write your number. It's okay if somebody helps you if you're having a hard time with the numbers, like maybe they can make dots for you to trace or pencil so you can trace. So count, write, write. That's step 1. Step 2, match, match. All right. And then step 3, let's see. I just want to make sure I get this right. Okay. For all of these, you are going to circle the number that is less. So after you do the work, you will be able to figure out which one has less by the picture. Okay? You're going to circle which number is less. Okay, so that's that activity. Your next activity is called the greater, less, equal dual. So when you click on that on the choice board, it's going to take you to just like an information sheet. And the information sheet is going to tell you how to play the game. What you're and what you need is in this packet that was sent home in your folder. So you're going to turn to this page. You could also, if you have them, use Uno cards. If you have Uno cards, it's important that there's a big number on it. Use them. Otherwise, you can use these. It'll be like a little deck of cards. You have to cut every single one of them out because you're using them all for the game. Cut them all out, shuffle them up, and then give 2 players each, distribute them evenly so that each one has the same number of cards. Then one player will turn over his card, one player will turn over his card, and then you decide if it is greater, less, if the number is greater, less, or equal. If it's greater, the person whose number is greater gets to keep the card. If it's fewer, that person has to give up their card. If it's the same, you can just leave it, each keep your card, and that's that. So that is the must-do activities. The choice activities, which go across the bottom, again, numbers 1 through 5 are in there for you to look at. And then also in this packet, again, the one that was sent home, right after the game I just showed you, is this enrichment snack time activity. Okay, so on this one, what you're going to do is for numbers 1 and 2, you're going to count and write the numbers. Count and write the number. Then you're comparing these two numbers. Whichever one is greater, you're going to circle. you're going to do that same thing for 1 and 2. Okay? For 3 and 4, you're going to count the number and write. Count the number and write. And then circle the one that is less. Same thing for this one. Now, this is an enrichment activity, which is why there's no matching. But a little hint, little clue, if you decide you want to try this, you can use your counters to represent the items and then line them up, and that will help you determine which number is greater and which is less. So that's just a little idea if you want to try that. Okay, and then your last choice activity is one you're familiar with. You will only need the paper and your dice. So for this one, you can just roll the dice, and whenever you get the 1, you're going to write a 1. You know, we've done this before. When you get a 2, you write a 2 until you fill up the whole page. Okay. So those are your math choices for today. If you have any questions, make sure you reach out. Please don't forget to turn in your work so that I can help you out with anything that you might have questions with once you're back in school. And that is it for math today. Have a great day.